Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Matherson v. Robinson.
Thank you, Ron. Good day, everyone. Good day. Mr. Matherson, you and your mother have demanded the defendant, Ms. Robinson, appear in court today because you claim you are not the father of her 3-year-old son, Jaden, and say she's been ducking a paternity test for years. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Robinson, you and your mother say Mr. Matherson has known this is his child from day one, and he needs to grow up and stop running from his responsibilities. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Matherson, why wait 3 years to come to this court?
Your Honor, I didn't wait 3 years. I waited, I tried last year to contact this same court, and she refused. She was ducking and dodging, you know.
I do see in the court records, original contact date is June of 2015. So that was more than a year ago. You say Ms. Robinson's been ducking and dodging.
Yes, Your Honor.
We've been trying.
Ms. Robinson, have you been ducking this case?
No, Your Honor, I haven't been contacted by anyone. I have no reason to duck and dodge.
Because are you certain?
100%.
Jaden is 3 years old. I've seen him maybe 5 or 6 times during the 3 years. Alexis is always keeping Jaden away from us. There's nothing, we're not accomplishing anything. So today is the day to find out if Jaden is my grandson.
So, Ms. Robinson, are you keeping Jaden away from Ms. Brooks and Mr. Matherson?
Right now, Your Honor, I am.
Why?
Because Tawan is not responsible. I also sent the threat that my son, when he got my son, he was going to take him back to Ohio. So, yes, Your Honor, I did not.
Yes, I was going to take him to Ohio to see my family if he was mine.
Without my permission.
Without your permission.
The thing is, Alexis, from the beginning when we found out
She
Alexis
confused.
was pregnant with
She don't know what's
Jaden,
going on. She don't know who she
it
wants
was
the
told
child
to
father
me.
be.
It was told to me.
That's all.
To get a paternity test when we found out she was pregnant by close friends.
So someone told you
Yes.
to get a paternity test?
Correct, because she's very promiscuous and that she is following in her mother's footsteps.
This didn't start for the paternity test until me and his mom got into it last year, and she spoke up and started speaking with a paternity test. And I guess this was Tawan mine with his mom.
That's not true. As things start going on and it was a fight trying to get to see Jaden is when I start saying we need to get a paternity test because no real mother is going to keep a child from her father. I don't care what the
just as well as no real mother is just going to let their child just go when she's getting threats with this man is going to
let their child go. I wanted my son
Let's get some order. I want to understand. Mr. Matherson, what are you saying?
I wanted my son to be a junior. My name is no part of his name, period. That's for one.
Oh, so do you feel because they never considered giving Jaden your name that was somehow an indication that he may not be yours?
Your Honor, I didn't feel like I should have to give him his last name because at the same time, we was not married. I believe my son should have my last name because Tawan, at the beginning,
Jaden, I'm sorry.
Tawan was not showing me any responsibility that he would be able to take care of my child.
Because y'all wanted him to give y'all his money to put in a bank for y'all to spend, for y'all enjoyment.
Man, we're talking about a newborn child, so I was taking full responsibility of taking care of their child. But if I'm going to him and I'm saying give me $20 a week for your child, that's $100 a month. That's not no money for no child. There shouldn't be no pressure on that.
Money go to you.
So hold on, before we get there, I want to go back because I want to understand this relationship. You two are very young.
Correct.
Were you high school sweethearts?
At one point in high school, yes.
Did you use protection?
No.
Obviously not.
Were you all in a committed relationship?
Yeah, well, from what I know, yes. I mean, she's a compulsive liar. She does what she wants. She's very sneaky.
Vindictive. At the end of the day, we are here because, like you said, Alexis is very promiscuous. There was times when you couldn't find Alexis and you found her with a lot of guys.
That was never the case. But even if that was the case, what does that have to do with the paternity of your child, your son?
Well, it does have something to do with the paternity if she was sleeping with any of these guys.
I was not.
That's just what she's saying.
For example,
I was not.
One at a time. You're saying that's not true, Ms. Robinson.
My mama was very strict at the time. I was either at school or around Tawan.
Around me, huh? What about when I went to work and you was with a boy and supposedly all y'all did was kiss?
What guy is that, Mr. Matherson?
I ever heard about
a guy named... A couple days later, she told me because someone told her if she didn't tell me, they were going to tell me.
I did recall my mom didn't even allow me to have a cell phone at this time.
So all this is a lie, Ms. Robinson?
Correct.
Basically, this is the first time we ever heard of it.
Ever.
So you're saying, Ms. Robinson, that You never even heard about this questioning of the paternity.
Until last year.
We got into it and she texted, but I've never heard anything from Taiwan until now.
The thing about it is, it boils down to it's like they're money hungry. And just like Ty said at the beginning, she wanted $25 a week from Taiwan for the baby. Y'all put y'all side up. What we do on our side, we got this. We got this.
Your Honor, that wasn't doing
y'all bills for y'all.
If Jaden is living in my home,
under my
so
roof.
whatever you're doing for Jaden, if we're never seeing, how's that helping this child?
Okay, that's like saying, that's like,
we have $100
One at a time. Let's get some order.
She fast. Watch her. She fast. And that very first time when I was told somebody she was pregnant, the first thing out of their mouth, get a paternity test.
If you felt
and that's
like
why
that,
I'm here.
If you felt
Ty,
like
this
that,
is not the first time
why
you're hearing
was you
this.
showing up? You was showing up at the house, Lee. You was
To see
buying
if I can
something.
see any features of him. I don't see any features of Taiwan.
But Lee, you still.
Not even features of me.
Week, you still been saying this is your grandbaby.
Well, you know, today is the day.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
Regardless of whatever Lexus had going to Taiwan, your son needs to grow up and be a man and take care of
And she
his
needs to
child.
grow up and be a
That's it.
mother. And she
At
needs
the
to grow
end
up
of
and
the
be
day,
a
Your
mother.
Honor,
Because if
I
he's
feel
never,
like-
All right,
if he's
one at a
never
time.
there,
Listen, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I don't understand what any of you all are saying, and I really don't want to have to dismiss your case. I want to understand this, Ms. Robinson.
Yes.
You have not allowed Mr. Matherson to take Jaden.
Recently, he was just getting Jaden around Jaden's birthday.
So you did see Jaden around his birthday, Mr. Matherson.
Correct, but that was
And
the first time in a
even
long.
though you go and pick him up, you still have a doubt when you look at the baby?
Yes,
I
Your
mean,
Honor.
he's 3 now. He's not even a baby, and
Yes,
he's
Your
a
Honor.
little boy. You have doubt.
And there's a lot of different reasons why I have doubt.
Tell me.
Still come and pick him up.
Well, the
Let
first-
him speak.
The first reason is I didn't get a chance to sign the birth certificate.
Fair
I
for
kept
you.
calling. Oh yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Never got to do it. Next thing you know, she disappeared after Christmas. You know, I got evidence. You know,
pop up with another-
that,
What
you know, I
evidence is
didn't-
that?
The birth certificate that I didn't get to sign it.
Let me see that. Ron, will you hand that to me, please?
Here you go, Your Honor.
Thank you. You submitted the birth certificate to court, and it does not have your name.
Right.
You're saying that you were asking to sign this. When are we going to execute it? And they kept telling you, we're going to do it, we're going to do it. But then it never got done.
Right.
And to this date, 3 years later, you still aren't listed on the birth certificate.
Correct.
And you feel like that's them giving you the runaround because they know you're not the biological father.
Right.
What was the second point you were about to make? I want to
Second point,
understand
it's
it.
like even when we were together, she's been with different people. It was, this guy, which ended up being, her boyfriend now. For example,
Why would he call another man dad?
For example,
Why would she allow him to do that?
Does Jaden call another man dad, Ms. Robinson?
No, Your Honor.
Then you can ask him. You
No,
can
Your Honor.
interact with him. He does not. He called him Greg. And as far as the birth certificate goes, she had never obtained his birth certificate. So they were supposed to go together for him to sign and to buy it. Taiwan was supposed to pay for the birth certificate. That's something he chose never to do. So nobody pressures the issue as far as you going to sign. Ain't nobody finna pay no money for you to put your name on something if you're not there to support the child. So that's what it was. When we had a problem with it, you wouldn't know.
It's always about money.
Since the day Jaden been born, my mom have been helping me take care of this child. At that time, I did not have a job. I'm only 19. I graduated and got a job so I could take care of my responsibilities. At the end of the day, I have not seen any progress from Mr. Matherson.
You're not going to see it
at
as
all.
long as you can't see it.
Exactly.
Let's get some order. Because
Show
it's
and tell.
becoming obvious.
Crazy.
Listen,
You don't show and tell him to who's supposed to be his father.
Mr. Matherson, it's becoming a power struggle, and the paternity issue is still on the table. I'm trying to move this forward and understand where you all are. Now, Mr. Matherson has stated he believes there's another gentleman that could be Jaden's father. I want to hear from him. Ron, can you please escort him into the courtroom?
Have a seat next to the judge.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Have a seat. State your name for the record.
Gregory Collins.
Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, Mr. Matherson has indicated that he believes that you are Jaden's biological father. Do you believe you are?
I'm 100% sure I'm not his father because I wasn't even talking to Alexis on that level at that time.
Are you all in a relationship or are you friends?
Don't say nothing.
And we've been friends for 5 years.
Okay.
Since they've been knowing each other,
So you've been friends for 5 years?
Correct.
Okay. So now
We're in a relationship right now.
you're in a relationship. How long have you all been in this relationship?
About 3 months.
Exactly.
3 months. Okay, so 90 days. And the child's 3 years old.
You mean to tell me it take 3 months to raise a child? You've been in her life.
3 years. You ain't did nothing.
3 years, right?
3 years.
How would you know?
I know
How can he do anything if
You going for what she told
they
you, right?
don't allow him to see him?
Exactly.
You say you are sure you are not Jaden's biological father.
Yeah.
And yet you've been a father figure to him.
Yeah.
Have you witnessed Mr. Matherson try to step up to the plate and see
No.
Jaden?
Because he ain't been around that long, that's why.
I seen him trying to sexual comment. You over here trying to text her sexual comments, and that's not cool.
Could you prove that?
Yeah.
No, you couldn't.
He was sending the comments talking about doing what she used to do to him, and she doing it to me, and stuff like that.
Goodness gracious. It's sad because this child is 3. You just talk at one another. You don't have conversation. None of you. Just constant accusation. And the worst part of it is you arguing that they haven't done anything and they arguing that you don't let them do anything. From a person in my position, this is just so ridiculous on so many levels. It's ridiculous. No. Y'all not gonna out-talk me or over-talk me. I'm talking now. Because this is some nonsense for this child. The point is how you all can be on 2 opposite sides of the same page. Because it sounds like to me, they are saying they want to see this child until they know whether or not it's his biological child, and you're saying he's not stepping up to the plate. Everybody's so offended. I'm offended for Jaden. I really am. You're too comfortable in just the argument, but no one's coming up with solutions. The only way we're gonna figure out how to move forward, I should say, is to get the results, and I have them. Ron, I'm ready for the envelope.
Yes, ma'am.
The results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Matherson versus Robinson, when it comes to 3-year-old Jaden Robinson, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Collins, you are not the father.
Sleepy, I'm sorry.
Well, you should wake up. Don't play in this courtroom. No. What you not gonna do in this very serious moment where I'm getting the answers for this child? Now, you don't come in here like you surrogate father of the year. Now, when I turn my head, you gonna clown? That's what we're not gonna do. That's what we're not gonna do.
He don't know, he must not.
No, I don't wanna hear it. I'm done with testimony. We'll sit around here and clown at this turning point in this child's life. In the case of Matherson v. Robinson, when it comes to 3-year-old Jaden Robinson, it has been determined by this court. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Matherson v. Robinson, when it comes to 3-year-old Jaden Robinson, Mr. Matherson, you are the father. That's your little boy.
Now, can we see him?
Your Honor.
Now, can we see him?
May I have that paper, please?
Now, honey, I ain't gonna get a copy of
custody?
it. This was about to have that. That's what's going on.
May I have custody?
Partial.
Hold
Partial,
on.
full?
Partial.
Hold on. None of you let anyone finish a sentence. You so quick with a comeback, you keep going backwards, because you don't listen. Now, you all can bring this child up in this nonsense if you want. And when his life is in turmoil, when his spirit is half full, when he's questioning who he is and why he is and where he belongs, then you all gonna have to take the blame for that. Because when you bring a child up in a toxic environment, that's what happens. Now, the first thing you need to work on, Mr. Matherson, you're not on his birth certificate. So you're gonna have to take these results back to your home state and you're gonna have to petition the court because you need to get your name on his birth certificate. but you have to take the initiative.
It's hard to get them to do that, Your Honor.
Listen, let's not talk in the negative because it only manifests more negativity. Now, you're his daddy. People look to their father to protect them, to provide for them.
Which I will do.
Part of that protection is protecting not only him physically, but mentally and emotionally. And you too, Ms. Robinson, because at the end of the day, you two are the parents. You all have to create a safe space for this child. Because y'all have gotten on my last nerve in 30 minutes. I can only imagine what you're gonna do to him in 30 seconds. If you can't figure it out for yourselves, the court will figure it out for you.
That's what the court wants.
And there will be visitation parameters on record, and you can abide by them, or you can be held in contempt.
Yeah.
You don't even know how blessed he is that he got the answer today. And you all were blessed with resolution today, and there's absolutely no gratitude for it. You're just still angry.
I'm not angry. I just want to see him.
We knew the results when we came, so
I'm not angry at all.
I'm not talking about that. I want you all to take advantage of the counseling we have for you. I do, because this is important for this child. I honestly am sitting in the seat right now. I feel my stomach is nervous for this child because it's too much anger. There's just too much negativity. And I need you all to figure out how to work through this, how to at least meet each other halfway where you can pass him off and let him enjoy the other side so he can have the fullness of his life and be able to enjoy the blessings of both sides of his family. I wish you all the very best of luck. Court is adjourned.